Hello Aries, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. So this week is the fairies, Aries. Now there's been a little change. We're doing fairy. You are going to get an individual fairy card when I do the extended, and that fairy card will represent the inner child, the archetypal energy of your inner child in the extended, and we'll see how your inner child is trying to talk to you. The link is at the top of the description if you're drawn to that. Now this week though, here on YouTube, everybody gets from the oakmen. So long story short, I was called to do it. I wasn't sure about it. When I picked up the deck, they were on the bottom of the deck. So I thought, I think there's my answer. So I am reading to each sign this week of the oakmen. And I think it doesn't matter how many times I read it, I still find it quite profound, like I'm reading it for the first time. So we are going to get, just for you Aries, a reading from the oakmen. I was just thinking it's going to be really interesting. Was it April of 2019 where they came through on an Aries reading for the collective, and at the time I struggled with it. I just felt like there was something bigger than what I was anticipating coming through in the reading. And eventually, yeah, I was doing collective readings with the oakmen. So the oakmen would like to come forward for each sign this week, so it's your turn. And you know, I'm looking at the calendar realizing this is the last fairy reading for 2020. So maybe there's a reason the oakmen are right now. So let's get started. The oakmen. Strength, ancient wisdom, and depth. I had an interesting lesson from the oakmen about how we humans use fairies to mirror our own projections. The eyes of the oakmen are a warm light brown, but some people look at them and say, oh, red eyes, scary. I tried a little experiment using digital magic. I made a copy of the oakmen and gave them blue eyes. I then asked some people for their impressions of the oakmen, and words like innocent and sweet and melancholy came back. Then I changed them to an unreal looking violet and got some responses like, oh, so spiritual, so wise. Had the oakmen changed? Of course not. But what people projected onto them had. When we look at a fairy, we can simply project all of our fears and insecurities and prejudices and delusions on them. Or we can try to see them as they are. In a sense, all oracles are simply mirrors of the wisdom and confusion within the reader. But if we only look at them through our personal filters and projection, we learn very little. It is only when we actually try to see beyond ourselves that we begin to use the oracle as a mirror of the cosmos and all of its wisdom. One member of the oracle group looked at them and wrote, when I see this card, I lose all track of time. I feel deep grounding and peace, contentment. Everything is there if you just take the time to be part of it. It is a deep homecoming for me. To me, the oakmen show the deep wisdom of age, the inner peace and strength of the elders. This is what the oakmen are about. Can you look at them and see them as they are? Or can you only see your own projections? The universe, like the oakmen, is full of wisdom and compassion and strength, but it doesn't always come in pretty packages. So, in a reading, this card depicts the strength and wisdom of age. It also reminds us that what we need to know, what is truly there to be seen, cannot be discovered by a superficial glance and hasty reaction. In a reading, the oakmen tell us to look slowly and deeply into the heart of the matter and to see past the superficialities of the surface. Consider the history of the situation in depth and learn from the past. Consult others with more experience than you have. Learn from the wisdom of the elders, both those available to you personally and those you encounter in books and elsewhere. In this matter, it would be wise to make your decisions after more pondering and study of the situation. Consider motivations in depth. Take action only after thorough deliberation. The oakmen tell us that haste may be, at this moment, our worst enemy. They also suggest that we might learn a lot from trees. Consider the trees and their wisdom. Connect with a wise old one and ask for help. And there's a quote here from the creator, Brian. Fairies speak to us in many, many ways, and we perceive their intent with our ears, our eyes, and our hearts, and our laughter too. So there you go. I'm actually going to, before I get into the tarot, I'm going to go right into the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck and pull out a card to you from the Oakmen. A card to Aries from the Oakmen. A card to Aries from the Oakmen. Oh, there we go. The bear. It was coming out in the splits. Wow. I am hearing, well, before this card came out, I was hearing I am your friend. I was hearing that. I am your friend. And now with the bear, I am hearing I am your ancestor. So take that as you will. Now it's time for the tarot. We're going to find out what might be a good thing for you to release right now. What might be a good thing for you to embrace. Any hidden factor that you are unaware of, and the energy that is approaching you from your friend, your ancestor, the Oakman. Seven of Cups is at the bottom. So many possibilities, so many options. What do you do? What do you do? Well, I'm not surprised that you have the cards where you have them. Because so far this week, and it's interesting because it is the Oakmen, there's been a message of taking a pause. Not necessarily catapulting yourself directly to what it is that you seek or wish or want. So what are you being asked to release? The Four of Wands. It's funny because like Pisces had the Ten of Cups. So and we're going to build this reading up and find out what more of the information is. But it feels like releasing the idea right now. And I do want to say, like, this is a reading this week. It doesn't mean that you stay in this energy for the rest of your life, for the next month. And it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a couple hours. You know? It's the advice as you get it right now. The Four of Wands is the idea of bringing your energy, your concept of hope and exploration and possibilities together with another energy very similar. And you celebrate together. These energies celebrate together. So just don't do that right now. And I did want to say, it's funny because Pisces have the Ten of Cups. There's different ways that it can come out as a release. It can be like, allow this to come forward in yourself so you can embrace this, right? Yours is similar to Pisces because what you're being asked to embrace tells me that, yes, this is just almost like at this time to release that concept, to release the energy surrounding that. And what are you being asked to embrace is the Two of Swords. Don't make any decisions right now. Don't decide whether you should move forward or you shouldn't move forward. You know what? Just sit in stasis. You're not accepting. You're not giving. I do want to kind of say that. You're not really accepting or giving. It's kind of what the embrace is. Very self-contained, like the Two of Swords coming across. There's an eclipse energy that sits at the point, at the crosshairs of this Two of Swords. There is an eclipse energy that sits here. It tells me that there's energy unfolding around you. Making a choice or decision or a movement right now, you don't have all of the facts and the information because this eclipse is taking place. It takes place at the crossroads. So you almost need to move out of the eclipse to be able to clearly see the sun or clearly see the moon. Right now, it's obscured. The information is obscured. So embrace the Two of Swords. Hidden factor that you are unaware of is the Son of Wands. It's kind of like the Page of Wands. So it is a possible message. It is a possibility in communication. It is also, I want to say, something that you're unaware of is some sort of form of energy that is related to passion. Like, I also, lately wands are like mojo for me, like the mojo, the energy that sits behind something. So the energy that is approaching you is the Two of Cups. That's a nice energy. Oh, look at this crossroads. Oh, look at that. It's there on all the cards. Right, look at the two roses go across each other. And the two swords, as I said, right, sit in the crossroads, sit in the crosshairs. Because all is not known. All is not understood. And it's funny too, because you look at the Four of Wands and there's two crosshairs. Two sets of crossed. There's really some interesting synchronicity going on with your cross. The X. X marks the spot. Let's see what the clarifiers have to say to you, Aries. Do one more time. The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. Sometimes the cards are very sassy. The Two of Swords. Look at this, the Four of Pentacles. Don't move. Just sit right there. Okay, so the Son of Wands. This one would be interesting to clarify. What is this? Oh, the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords. Change and celebration here. The Two of Cups. The energy that is approaching you is the Two of Cups. Feels like there's a lot to say there. That was the first card that flipped. What are you being asked to release? The Four of Wands. Huh? And, you know, even the manifestation, like the Magician here. You have the Magician, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Release any attempts to manifest. Release your energy for manifestation. Move, I mean, this is slowly. There's something slowly happening. I'm kind of hearing like there's something slowly happening behind the scenes with this, the crosshairs of these two swords and the eclipse. Release either like energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, trying to manifest this. Move forward slowly with a plan, but not necessarily based upon this, but just to learn. There's something to learn here. There's something for you to learn. And I don't think you can manifest whatever it is you want to manifest effectively because you don't know everything. And somehow not knowing everything, whether you realize it on a conscious level or not, is affecting the manifestation. So if you have some sort of a belief, or you think you know something or believe something, it may not be right. So it's going to affect how you're manifesting this. There's something to come out for you. So, you know, Christmas is coming. I bought a great big box of Nanaimo bars from Costco. I actually bought two. I'm going to have to give one away. I thought my son liked them, and now he's like, no, I only like homemade ones. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, get a box of Nanaimo bars, a glass of wine, and watch some Netflix shit and chill. Like, you know what? Have a bubble bath. So what are you being asked to embrace? The Two of Swords. Be indecisive. Don't make any choices right now. And then you have the Four of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Seven of Pentacles. This is a time, really, to not direct your energy anywhere outside of yourself. It's time to have your own inner strength here, to really build on that, and kind of formulate a plan. Come up with a plan. And it doesn't have to be a plan about sharing your energy with others. Because the Four of Wands is sharing your energy with others and celebrating. Coming together and celebrating that energy. I'm going to ask you more if there's something specific that you should direct your energy towards here. Or, you know, formulating a plan. I think it's, you know, do you have the Nanaimo bar before you have the drink of wine? Or do you have the drink of wine before the Nanaimo bar? I don't know. Or do you have it while you're in the bubble bath? Or, yeah, maybe have the Nanaimo bar before the bubble bath, right? Because you don't want all those crumbs getting into the bath. A little drop of wine is okay. I think that's where you should do it then. So, hidden factors that you were unaware of is the Son of Wands, like the Page of Wands here. The Two of Swords, that's why I'm saying I think there's something that you're not aware of. The Two of Swords, the Six of Wands, the World card, and the Three of Cups. What you're not aware of here, there's a little, yeah, it's like a hint over here. There's some sort of victory. It's a brand new massive cycle, and it starts with like really happy energy. It starts with positive celebration, coming together, toasting each other. It's reconciling. It's reconciling some sort of energy from the past that hasn't been effective. And I feel like maybe that energy from the past is possibly affecting a manifestation, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, and that's why you're being asked to release it. Being asked to release it, allow energy to reset here. Because what you're unaware of is there's a nice reset coming. So you just sit in indecision. You just have that bubble bath, Aries. You have that Nanaimo bar, that cupcake, or that nice piece of cheese, your glass of wine, or effervescent water, whatever you drink. And almost like allow victory to unfold in a way. Because what's approaching you is the Two of Cups. There you go. See, now there's clarity there. There's no deceiving moon energy. There really isn't the sun. It's the only thing that you see are the Two Cups. As you see the clarity and you see it's blossomed. Like indecision has blossomed almost on two swords. These are no longer two swords. They're two roses. And a rose is a gesture of love, right? Oh, yeah. So you have the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the King of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Emperor. That's a mitful for what's approaching you. There could be another Aries approaching you. There's definitely, whatever's approaching you is something that you don't have your energy involved in right now. Because with the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, this is feeling like left out in the cold and unable to move. But there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of deep feelings. And then we have the Nine of Wands. Well, I kind of feel like it to a point where if there's something feels something, maybe all this energy feels trapped behind something. Maybe you may not even know this person, but they're going through something that's making them feel very defeated, and it is exhausting. Or you may know this person, but there's been some sort of inability to move, and it feels like the only movement that's capable of happening is a movement of exclusion, like not feeling included. And that's very exhausting. The Emperor, I want to say this person's probably stubborn as you are. It could be someone with some sort of a leadership in your community or around you. The Emperor, though, too, if I read this like coming out with the Two of Cups, this is a very solid energy to associate with the Two of Cups, Aries. So, is there anything left to... I don't know. Let's see. If they all... the oakmen are coming in like, we're your friend, we're your little buddy. Don't tell the other signs. Although there's already something to do with Aries and the oakmen already, because that's where they first came out. So what's going on? Why are they here at this time? For all of my Aries friends all over the world. Yeah, actually, what is it? The last time I looked, most of you are coming from the US of A. And then it's the UK. And then, what came after the UK? Was it Canada? USA, UK, I think Canada. Then it goes back and forth. This is interesting. It goes back and forth between Australia and India. Did you know that? So what you got to say? Directly to Aries Oakman, the last message for the year. Wow. The Star and Justice. There you go. Drop the mic. And so you... Wow. Powerful energy. Very powerful. Healing. I'm getting the message of healing. Healing karmic cycles. Karma coming into balance. Your energy coming into balance. I'm really hearing like a lot of healing. I'm hearing healing. Lots and lots of healing and balance coming forward. Oh, look at that. There you are. Yeah, shaking it up, Aries. You got it going on. You're going to have it going on. The King of Wands, there you are. And then look what you're doing. You're creating tower moments. You better believe it. And you're changing karmic cycles. That's the Aries spirit we all love. Everybody loves it. There you go. Okay. That's an interesting message, right? Don't you do nothing. What did I tell you to do? Have a bubble bath. Get a nice drink of something. Whatever, you know, tickles your fancy. A little nibble of something. And, you know, just don't. I really think, okay, let me, I think the Seven of Pentacles is like, yeah, how do we do that? How do we enjoy yourself? But I know, I'm gonna have. Maybe someone doesn't want to. I have a card for food. Just I don't even, it's the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, right? The Nine of Pentacles is looking after your physical needs. Hey, I don't need no cards. I'm telling you, if you don't believe me, the Oakmen just told everybody who's a cross watcher, Aries has just been told, if you can't get them on the phone over the holidays, they're in the bubble bath, okay? Or they're having a nice Himalayan salt bath or something. They're watching some sort of, what is this card doing? The Eight of Cups. Why is this sitting here? Yeah, okay? They can't be reached, all right? They're doing some good stuff for themselves. That's what's going on there. But because, you know, and you should take that as a sign to do something good for you. There's a lot of people say, oh, Aries is so selfish. They're pulling away and they're not doing... No, they're looking after themselves and they want you to look after you too. So right, when this energy does happen and come together, it's all healed, right? The Star and the Justice card, it's really good healing. Yeah, you need that Himalayan salt bath there, I think so, right? Some nice essential oils. You all know what I'm doing over the holidays. Actually, to be honest with you, I have been thinking about that. I think I'm going to have about 2 weeks without anything on the channel. I'm thinking on it. I am thinking on it. Have I? Yeah, see, I took a couple weeks off when my stepfather passed away, but that was not something planned and it was not relaxing. So, yeah, that might be I'm going to follow their advice, guys. So, yeah, it's at the bottom. The Five of Swords, yeah, right? Like you go and do what you got to do. I'm going to go do the extended, see what your inner child is trying to say to you, Aries. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.